In the air, straightaway center field. Senzel should tag on this unless it leaves a yard. Votto, Senzel scores the first walk-off win of the year for the Cincinnati Reds.
The only thing left to add about that walk-off from Joey Votto is you could have convinced me that he was going into a calculus final exam as opposed to a professional at-bat, because this man was straight up studying right before he went up, and that's why Joey Votto is so good. He chokes up, he studies his binder before he hits. He's just he's a professional. What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. If this is your first time on the channel, what we do every single day is we break down the best baseball news. So if you don't have ESPN or MLB Network, this is the place to be. We're on the road to 220,000 subs. There was another walk-off, the first time that professional baseball has been played in Buffalo since 1915. I don't think any of you guys were around in 1915, but if you were, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Bo Bichette hit a home run, and then also Travis Shaw came in clutch with a walk-off, as the Marlins are now on a 3-game losing streak after Hyun-Jin Ryu dominated them. I mean, that makes a little bit more sense. Maybe 2020's coming back to normal. Now, before we get into the rest of the recaps, I do quickly want to talk about Ramon Laureano and Alex Cintron. They got in a little tussle a couple days ago, the A's versus the Astros. We all knew that they were going to get suspended. I was predicting 20 games for Ramon and the entire season for Alex Cintron. Well, it didn't work out that way. Ramon Laureano gets 6 games, and he is actually appealing that. And then Alex Cintron got 20 games. And I think the biggest reason why is he's a face of baseball. He's supposed to be an adult and mature, and it didn't happen that way. I would really honestly recommend that the Astros go ahead and say, yo, Cintron, sit this year out. Just go ahead and go away, because that was a terrible look for our organization, and we don't need any more blood in the water. And then also, I will note that Ramon does regret it, because he says, quote, he is a loser, talking about Alex Cintron, so you gotta love the honesty. Breaking news, the St. Louis Cardinals, who have played 10 games on the season, they have not touched baseballs in 15 to 16 days. I feel really bad for the Cardinals, and especially Jack Flaherty, who is starting 2020 on a high note. They officially have no new positive test. They are ready to go as long as they stay without positive test for Friday. So they should be back in action. So congratulations, St. Louis baseball. You're coming back.
And he got him. And better slider. That was nasty. Chapman strikes out, 2 down.
Twice now. Once swinging, once looking.
Check swing. He went around. Marvin Hudson rings him.
Build this man a statue right now. Dylan Bundy is pitching like Jacob deGrom for the 2nd time in a row. He goes 7 innings, does not allow a single run. He strikes out 10 and lowers his ERA to 1.57 on the season. He has 35 Ks in 28 innings. As the Angels offense, they provide 4 home runs. And when you're about to sweep a team that just won 9 games, talking about the A's, that's pretty good. And we were expecting this from the Angels all year, so maybe the Rendon effect, maybe it's officially coming into play. Nolan Arenado and Kyle Freeland, they were dialed in for the first 7 innings of yesterday's game, up until, at least until Carson Kelly went deep. Then the Rockies said, you know what, Kyle Freeland, we appreciate you reverting back to 2018, Kyle Freeland. We're going to go ahead and put up a bunch of runs in I think it was the 8th inning. It was capped off by Garrett Hampson. We have Charlie Blackmon now hitting 500. He is 17 for his last 23, which is almost 800. He's hitting 438 on the road, so you guys can't say, ooh, Coors Field effect. He's mashing regardless of where he's playing. And also, he's facing a lot of righties. He's hitting .643 against left-handed pitchers. He's the 5th player since Ted Williams back in 1941 to have a .500 batting average through his first 17 games. Just unreal. Now, unfortunately, his counterpart, the .400 counterpart, Donovan Solano, he got the day off. But luckily for them, the Giants, they still came in clutch.
Up the middle and a base hit. Got him! And that's the ball game.
Crawford single in the 10th inning, and then Tyler Rogers' first save as a professional. That seals the deal as the Astros fall to 7-10. But they're 7-10 while Bregman and Altuve and Springer have been horrendously slumping. So again, I know I clown on the Astros a lot, and if there are Astros fans who continue to watch these videos, again, I don't hate you. You have a great team. It's just your year. Back-to-back games that the Padres have held the Dodgers to under 4 runs. It's hard to do that, and realistically, typically when you get a grand slam from Manny Machado, you're pretty much going to lose that game 9 times out of 10 because the Padres are playing lights out right now. And what's crazy about the Padres is they gave a ton of money to Eric Hosmer, they gave a bunch of money to Manny Machado, but their best player is a 21-year-old kid playing shortstop. But I do want to note that they're both now tied at 11-7. The Padres 11-7, the Dodgers 11-7. Who's going to come out of that division? And also, kind of the flip side of Donovan Solano and Charlie Blackmon are these next two players. Cody Bellinger, who is hitting 167, and Gary Sanchez. Now, again, Gary Sanchez on a stacked squad, so of course the Yankees won yesterday as Aaron Judge hits his 9th home run. I'm thinking that he heard me say that Trout is the best player, and he doesn't want any of that mess. He's trying to prove that he is numero uno. But yeah, Jordan Montgomery settles down a little bit as the Thanos of baseball. That's what I call him. Luke Voit, he comes in clutch as the Yankees put up a dang 9-piece. But again, Bellinger and Gary Sanchez, they got to get their act together. The Cubs beat the Indians. Moving on. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. Jason Kipnis, he made his return to the land. And I think the game started off with a ground ball to Chris Bryant, which looked oddly familiar. I don't remember why. But John Lester, he made the Indians look like a AA squad, and then Jason Hayward came in massive with a 3-run dong. I'm liking the Cubs this year. I don't know what it is, if it's just the magic of them being doubted by all of the haters in the offseason saying that they weren't going to be that great. They're playing well. Now, real quick, I hate that I have to do this, but we have to do it. So we all know that Mike Clevenger and Zach Plesac, they were kicked off the team for a couple, it's probably going to be a week or two, at least until they get 2 negative tests. Their teammates are not happy with them. Adam Pluko, the starter from yesterday, only gave up 1 run. Dude, he sounded off. So I like this guy. They need to hear this.
They hurt us bad. They lied to us. The term that I continue to hear, and excuse my language, is grown-ass man, right? So those grown-ass men can sit here and tell you guys what happened and tell you guys what they're going to do to fix it, and I don't need to do that for them.
The Orioles versus the Phillies game was straight out of a Wild Wild West movie. They were trading jabs back and forth, so maybe it was more like a boxing movie, a Rocky movie, just trading jabs. Who won?
Out toward left field, going back on it, is Velasquez to the wall. It is gone!
Laced into center field. That's a base hit. Look, and Austin Hayes is going to score. 1-2. Bounce to short. Over to first, and the Orioles win it.
Oh boy. Oh man, it is. Ooh. Being a Phillies fan this year has got to be super tough. Austin Hayes wins on an inexcusable inside the park home run as the bullpen gives up another lead along with the defense. I'm sorry. At least Bryce Harper's going off. That's one good thing. He's mashing. This kid is nasty. If you guys have never heard of Michael, I hope I say his last name right, Michael Brosseau, he plays for the Tampa Bay Rays. He has one of my favorite swings in all of the game, at least in terms of right-handed hitters. He's hitting 375 on the season already. Now, the first, I would say 7 innings was a little bit quiet against the Red Sox, but then the Rays, they turned it on just like the Rockies. They score 6 in the 8th inning. And also, shout out to Nick Anderson. He has been disgusting since the second half of 2019. So the Rays are playing good, the Rockies are playing good, the Angels are playing good. There's just a lot of teams that are really just playing good baseball right now. The Twins bullpen goes the distance yesterday against the Brewers, but that doesn't mean anything because they lost. Eddie Rosario has been unstoppable. He has 3 home runs and 7 RBIs in the last couple days. The Brewers yesterday, they got help from their catcher Manny Pena. He goes off for 2 home runs, and then Jed Jerko, he seals the deal. He sets off the fireworks in the 8th inning. That's all she wrote. It's not easy to hold the Nationals to 2 runs, but that's exactly what Rick Porcello did as he bounces back from a really horrific start the last time that he was out there. Unfortunately, the Mets do lose another game as they just cannot capitalize with runners in scoring position. They fall to 7-11. But Max Scherzer was dialed in, so they're not going to win this game.
Jose lines it to left center field. That's down for a hit. The ball quite hard a couple of times yesterday. Sends this one in the air to right field. Demerit back at the track and the wall. It is gone!
The 1-2 is golf towards second. Mendick will pull that out of the air, and the White Sox.
The final 2 recaps from yesterday, we have Tim Anderson returning to the White Sox, and I think that is going to be their secret sauce. He is the bread to their butter. He's someone that is going to energize all the guys in that lineup, because when he's not there, they kind of look a little bit depressed. When the White Sox were playing the Indians, I was like, where's their swag? Tim Anderson is their swag. And then last but not least, Nick Solak. He does not need help from Joe Adell's glove. He had 3 singles. He drove in 3 RBIs. Mike Minor was pretty good over the Mariners. And yeah, there you go. Also, side note, I didn't know this, but Derek Dietrich, he's on the Rangers now. Who knew? Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. Now I do quickly want to shout out you guys because without you, this would not be possible. So thank you all so much for enjoying the game of baseball and enjoying these recaps. I'm hoping that one day we can maybe put this show on MLB Network or something like that and really just change the game. So it's all because of you guys, and I wanted to go ahead and tip my cap to all of y'all. Stay safe and enjoy this day in MLB history.